What is going on, people? Joey Tongs Boxing was at the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight last night. A little recap video. First off, the energy in the Barclays Center was unbelievable. Big line to get in, but I got in. I never seen a line like that outside a fight. But actually, initially, I had been looking forward for this matchup for years because Haney and Garcia, like I've seen them from the beginning of their careers. So now I knew they fought 3 times in the amateurs, so I was always looking forward to this fight. And the fact that the fight was in New York made it even cooler because I was like, oh, I get to go. Because a lot of the fights are in Vegas or, other countries and stuff like that. And let me tell you something right now, man. Sorry, my hair's out of place. Went to sleep late last night. But this fight lived up to it. And actually, I was surprised. Now, I wasn't shocked because I said going into it, I always felt Devin Haney was a little bit overrated. I never thought he was what people said he was. Even on the way in, I was speaking to some guys, big shout out to the guy who I spoke to, and he was saying Devin Haney's a bigger, better Shakur Stevenson. I said, no, he's not. Devin Haney's a good fighter. I never really looked at him as a pound-for-pound fighter. I said Ryan Garcia had the speed and the length and the power to cause Haney trouble. With that said, though, I still did pick Devin Haney to win a unanimous decision. I thought Haney was going to win, on points, I should say, not UD, because you know how boxing scorecards are. This was unbelievable. Ryan Garcia, he didn't make the weight. Okay, that was a strategic move, whatever. He gets to 143. Fight begins. Energy was crazy. Ryan Garcia is walking out. Jesus Walks by Kanye West. He had a great ring walk. Then he gets into the Spanish music. Devin Haney, he's walking out with 21 Savage. It was a lot of fun. Arena was super energetic. People, this is a big fight. One of the biggest fights of the year. And early on in the fight, in the first round, Ryan Garcia hit Devin Haney with a big left hook, and he was hurt. And I said to the guy next to me, to the right of me, I said, that hurt him. That hurt Devin Haney. And it was surprising to me how Devin Haney, it almost looked like he had fought out of character. Like he was fighting more aggressively. He didn't use his legs as much as I thought he would. Maybe the fight being, a big fight, and Devin Haney wanted to make a statement because, like, if he were to dominate Ryan Garcia and stop him, he'd be the pay-per-view star potentially. Because his last 2 pay-per-views didn't really do so well. I know he fought Lomachenko on pay-per-view. It did like 150. The one versus Progress didn't do so much. So people were kind of calling him a boring fighter. He thought maybe this is my opportunity to do that. But credit to Ryan Garcia because he had the speed and the length and the power. And he caught him and hurt him. But then after that, Haney was settling into the fight in rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. All went to Haney for me. So I'm like, okay, like, cool, He's up, 4-1. He's outboxing him easily. And I remember thinking, like, did Ryan Garcia punch himself out after the first round? I'm like, this is so weird. Like, it's what it looked like. He had, in this fight, even though it was a 140-pound fight at light welterweight, the work rate was like a heavyweight fight. They did not throw a lot of punches, but when they did throw, they made him count. And I remember thinking during those 4 rounds, like, wow, like Haney's skill level is really just on a different level than Ryan Garcia's. And Ryan Garcia, he's lucky Haney doesn't have serious power because, like, he was getting hit. He had this weird shoulder roll defense on the ropes. I guess it was kind of working. But Haney landed some good body shots. Then round 6, Ryan, he had a good round. He started, hurting him a little bit more. And then at one point, Haney was throwing body shots in round 6 at Ryan Garcia. And the ref, for some reason, just broke the action up. I listen, Harvey Dock, he had a rough day last night. He had a rough night. He's normally a good ref, but that was not it, man. That was really not it. And then we go to round 7. Ryan Garcia drops Haney with a left hook. And surprisingly, in this fight, he didn't jab as much as I would have thought Ryan Garcia would, working with Derrick James. But, he did throw some good right hands. But he knocks down Haney. And then he gets back up Haney. And Ryan really should have got a credit for a second knockdown again, but the ref ruled it a slip. And then Ryan, actually, the next time also pushed him down. That was ruled a slip again, but that one was a slip. But it really should have been another knockdown in there, so it should have been 10-7. But then Ryan Garcia, he hits Devin Haney on the, when the ref's breaking it up. So he gives away his point, gives away a point. So it's not 10-8, it's 9-8. But really should have been 9-7 in that round. And then rounds 8 and 9, I thought that Haney won. It's very interesting, this fight, because like Ryan didn't really do a lot in the rounds that he didn't knock the guy down. Like really the first round and the 3 knockdown rounds, and then the 6th round. Like other than that, it's like maybe 1 or 2 other ones you could have squeezed in. But 8 and 9, I thought Haney won. And then round 10, Ryan Garcia drops him again. And by the way, the referee in round 7 and throughout, he was holding Haney a lot. At least give Haney a warning. I'm not saying you should have, taken a point off, but at least give Haney a warning. I wouldn't like that he didn't give him a single warning. Round 10, he drops Haney again. Round 11, he drops Haney again. The power difference was just massive in this fight. It really was. Ryan has the hand speed to bother him, but the power difference is just massive. Haney's chin was always suspect. I don't think it's glass, but it's not great. But I think his defense is overrated because, like, what Ryan's coming with. And, like, you're getting hit by that. Like, Haney moves straight back a lot. And one thing that nobody brings up with Haney, because everyone always talks about how he doesn't have a great inside game. And that would really help him in this fight. But what really people don't bring up is he's not a counterpuncher, Devin Haney. He is not a counterpuncher. Like, Tank was countering Ryan Garcia. Like, he is not a counterpuncher, and that really made the difference in this fight, because even in the times where Ryan missed, he would miss wide on some of these left hooks, Ryan Garcia. But Haney was making a miss, but he wasn't countering. There were so many opportunities to counterpunch, and he didn't do that. Round 10, I gave to Haney, but you could have had that either way. I didn't think really Ryan Garcia did much. After we watched the fight, it's like dancing and stuff. But I think the only acceptable scorecards are a draw, which I had it when I was in the place. But really, it should have been Ryan Garcia ahead, because Ryan Garcia should have gotten that second knockdown in round 7, which would have been 4 knockdowns in the fight. But they didn't call it. They called it a slip, Harvey Doc. So either draw or Ryan Garcia win. There's no way Haney won. Great fight. Energy was incredible. I always felt Haney was a little bit overrated. I felt Ryan Garcia was getting a little bit underrated. A lot of people ask, did Ryan Garcia do these antics to sell the fight? I think some of it was exaggerated, but I think the guy's nuts. Like, he's talking about fighting Jared Ennis and Sebastian Fundora. And I think he's a very emotional guy, and he just, says whatever's on his mind and acts how he feels in that moment. Haney's not. Haney's very stoic. He's very, by the book. And I would love to see a rematch between these two. That would be incredible. Hopefully they do it in New York, but for some reason I think it's going to be in Vegas. But, great fight. Unbelievable atmosphere. Probably the best fight I've been to. This or Kambosos and Lopez. That was, I think, a better fight from the standpoint that it was more back and forth. But this had bigger moments and just the epicness of Ryan Garcia winning. Even though that was epic too, that Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. But I think this fight, I got to say it triumphs. This is the best fight I've attended. And I've seen some greats in person. I've seen Canelo Bivol, Bitterby of Smith. That was an incredible knockout. Lomachenko I've seen on a number of occasions. I've seen Deontay Wilder and Helenius, Kaunaki and Helenius. I've seen Crawford fight Kavaliauskas. I've seen some unbelievable matchups over the years, but this one was right at the top for me. Great fight, and we'll see what happens next. Does Haney win a rematch? Does Ryan Garcia win a rematch? Do they do a rematch? Is it going to be at 140? A lot of questions to be asked. I don't know, because they were saying it like they didn't have an automatic rematch clause. But, yeah, Haney still keeps his title because the fight is, he didn't make the weight, Ryan Garcia, but he definitely loses some of his pride. But it's boxing, man. You can come back from a loss. Nothing's, over with for real. Like, Haney's still, a good fighter, but man, it makes you wonder how would other matchups go. Teofimo Lopez, Subriel Matias, there are a lot of really good matchups out there, and congratulations to Ryan Garcia. He shocked the world. He proved them wrong. And big credit to Derek James. A lot of people were making fun of it, saying, oh, he's just there for a check, this, that. he gave him a good game plan. He was setting up the left hook in his own way. Landed some right hands. I think Ryan's defense has improved. And what he was doing on the ropes was interesting. Definitely was interesting. So we'll see what it is. We'll see what happens. But great fight, great atmosphere. And congratulations to Ryan Garcia. And by the way, I saw Gervonta Davis saying, let's celebrate our win. He said that to Ryan Garcia. It's not your win. No, that's Ryan Garcia's win. You didn't beat Devin Haney. That's Ryan Garcia's win. And all these Tank fans saying he would have beat Haney, this, that. Well, you didn't take the fight. So that's on your guy. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You chose not to do the fight. And you can't get credit for fights that you didn't take because of your own, choice. So I don't want to hear that. Great fight. Great atmosphere. I know it's a long video, but it was worth it. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Peace. Like, share, comment, subscribe.